Hello students, I'm Vimla from the Department of Computer Science. Today in this session we are going to discuss about the brief and overview of C++ programming, that is Introduction to C++, Part 1, which resides in Chapter 9. These are all the contents that we are going to discuss on today. Introduction to C++ programming, history of C++, and the benefits of learning C++. And the next one is character set. Let's get into the session. Before we get into the session, let us discuss about what is meant by programming language. Actually, language has been our primary mean of communication and human interaction for thousands of years. When you look at your computer, you will find it is not so much different. There are many pieces of hardware and software that need to communicate with each other. Okay, so what is meant by programming language? Programming language is nothing but a language designed to communicate to machines through instructions and commands. Normally machines are computers, and programs are written using some programming languages to control the behavior of machines or the computer and to make them to perform some required task. So examples of programming languages are C, C++, Java, C#, .NET, Python, and etc. There are two types of programming language. One is low-level programming language, another one is high-level programming language. So the low-level programming language, also called machine language, and it consists of binaries, that is zeros and ones. So that can be directly read and executed by the computer. So the computer knows only zeros and ones. So whatever the instructions we are giving to computer, we have to give only in the form of zeros and ones. So that is called a low-level programming language. The best example of low-level programming language is assembly language. Even here, it requires an assembler software to be converted into machine code. Okay, and what is high-level programming language? It is like a plain English like language which the user can easily understand, and it requires an interpreter or the compiler which used to convert into machine level language. So these are all the types of programming languages. The next one is applications of C++. That is, what is C++ used for, and the real world applications and uses of C++. So I'm going to fetch only few things about applications and uses of C++. So the first one is games. Almost all major companies use C++ due to its sheer speed on bare metal, and many major game engines are fully written in C++ and leverage its speed. The next one is Adobe. Most of the applications of the Adobe systems including Illustrator, Photoshop, and etc. And these are all developed using C++ programming only. The next popular software is Winamp Media Player from the Microsoft, and it has been catering to all our audio and video needs for decades now. And this software is completely developed in C++ programming. It used in operating system. The fact that C++ is a strongly typed and fast programming language that makes it an ideal candidate for writing operating system too. So Apple OS X has some of its parts written in C++, and similarly some of parts of the iPod are also written in C++. The next is Windows. Most of the software from Microsoft is developed using C++, and applications like Windows 95, ME, 98, XP, are written in C++. Apart from this, the Internet Explorer, Microsoft Office are also written in C++. The next one is browsers. Browsers are mostly used in C++ for rendering purposes. Rendering means translation. Okay, so rendering engines need to be faster in execution, as most people do not like to wait for the web page to be loaded. So with the fast performance of C++, most browsers have their rendering software written in C++ only. So here Mozilla Firefox. So Mozilla Internet Browser Firefox is an open source project, and it is developed completely in C++. And the next one is Mozilla Thunderbird, and just like the Firefox browser, so the email client from Mozilla, and this is also developed in C++. And Google applications like Google File System and Google Chrome browser, and these are also written in C++ only. Now let's get into introduction to C++ programming. So as I told you earlier, programming is a set of commands or instruction that we are giving to computer to perform some task. Generally, computer languages are formal, and there are some rules and regulations to be followed in order to perform some task. So here the source code written in C++ will be moved on to compiler. Compiler is the place where it will be checked whether the given information are correct or not. So then the information will be moved on to machine code. That is, the information will be converted into machine level language like zeros and ones. So then the process will be executed. So this is what the source code executes whenever we try to execute the program. C++ is a high level programming language. As I told you earlier, it is like an English like language where the human can easily understand, and it can be compiled into machine code and executed on a computer. Then programming languages are formal and lack of richness of human languages. So if a program is nearly syntactically correct but not correct, then it will not compile. The compiler will not figure it out. Like if there is any error in our program, then the program will not executed. The compiler will produce an error message. This is what the actual meaning is. C++ is called as a hybrid language. Hybrid means combinational. Okay, it supports both procedural and also object-oriented programming. C++ is an object-oriented programming language. So we'll discuss what is meant by object-oriented programming in later. Procedural means a step-by-step execution. Okay, so and C with classes is the previous name of C++. Let's learn about the history of C++. C++ was developed by Johannes Trustrup at AT&T Bell Laboratory during 1979. And C++ is originally derived from the C language and influenced by many languages like Simula, BCPL, Ada, ML, CLU, and Algol 68, like this. And these are all some languages which has been developed during 1970s. So the C++ influenced all these languages. Till 1983, it was referred new C and C with classes. Just now we have C. C with classes is the previous name of C++. In 1983, the name was changed as C++ by Rick Massett. These are all some benefits of learning C++. And C++ is a highly portable language for multi-device, multi-platform app development. So that means we can apply the C++ in mobile phone or in laptop or in anything. So it will be execute anywhere, multi-device, and it is multi-platform, which means it can run both on Apple system and also Windows operating system. Okay. And C++ is an object oriented programming language. I have already told you, by using the object we are going to execute the complete program. So we'll see what is meant by object later in the session. And it has rich function library. So there are many built-in function library over there, and which we can easily fetch and use in our program. And it allows exception handling, inheritance, and function overloading. So exception handling, inheritance, function overloading are the example of OOPS oriented programming, and we'll see in detail later in the chapter. And C++ is a powerful, efficient, and fast language. It finds a wide range of applications too. So these are all some basic benefits of learning C++. The character set. So in order to write a C++ program, what are all the set of characters are using? A character represents any alphabet or any number and any other symbol, and mostly available in the keyboard. And these are some types of character set which is mostly available in your keyboard. And uppercase alphabets. In order to write a program, these are all set of characters that we can use. Both uppercase alphabets and lowercase alphabets we can use, and the digits like a 0 to 9, and special symbol like a tilde, exclamatory symbol, at symbol, hash symbol, percentage symbol, and plus, minus, semicolon, colon, so everything. So these special symbols can also applied in our program. And white spaces like enter key and space bar and tab bar in your keyboard, that is called white space, which means empty space. That is also used to write a C++ program. And other characters like it can process any of the 256 ASCII characters as data. So these are all some character set that we can use in order to write a C++ program. With that note, we conclude this session. Today in this session, we have discussed about the basics of C++ programming. So thank you so much once again. Stay home.